Welcome to East Coast LQ Reviews. Today we're doing another variety pack review. So this is the Samuel Adams Spring Favorites. This is the 2026 version of variety pack. So it does come with 4 beers this year. I believe every year it comes with 4 beers. But 2 that I've already had. So I'll just kind of give you guys a little quick review on these 2. And then 2 new ones. I've drank them. I think I reviewed one on Wild Card, and then I haven't done a review on the Alpine Spring. But it would be cool to just kind of talk about them as a whole and whether it's worth buying this variety pack or not. So, first beer we're going to be drinking, and first beer of the pack is this Breakaway Blonde. And this is a blonde ale. It is, let's see, ABV on here. Probably going to pull up the website as well. This one's 4.7% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs. So we do have the Breakaway Blonde here, followed by the Cold Snap White Ale. This one's 5.3, ale brewed with clementine infused orange peel and spices. We have the Alpine Spring, which I believe this is a lager, unfiltered lager. And this one is... ABV is not in the same spot as the other cans. It's 5.5% with 18 IBUs. And then last but not least, we have the Blackberry Wit Beer. And this one is wheat ale brewed with blackberries and spices and with natural flavor added. This one is also 5.5% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs. We are going to be drinking all 4 and giving a little review on all 4. And then we'll do a little wrap-up review at the end of the variety pack as a whole. We do have proper glassware, perfect pour glass, Samuel Adams. This was from a Miller High Life case. I don't know how, but I went to reach my hand into the case to pull out the bottles, and the cardboard was very sharp, so it totally sliced my wrist. Yeah, we're gonna start off with the Breakaway Blonde. I do want to pull up the website. So that'd be cool. Give you guys a little bit of a visual to look at for a second here. Yeah, we'll get into the review here shortly. All right, so this is what, because I threw away the box, but this is what the box looks like. So there you see Samuel Adams Spring Favorites Variety Pack. I believe this was $15.99 plus can deposit. So I actually bought this in Massachusetts. So it was 5 cents a can, 12 cans, 60 cents. So it ended up costing me $16.59 was the exact total on this, which isn't bad for a variety pack. So yeah, we got the Cold Snap, and this is the one we're on right now. You can't Breakaway Blonde. You can't make a primetime pack without this malt forward, golden sweet, and soft blonde ale. Light cereal biscuit notes team up with the touches tangerine to give away Breakaway Blonde balanced complexity. Light body, clean, quick finish will make the whole crowd cheer for more. Alpine Spring, Blackberry Wit Beer. I thought maybe they have a little bit more on the website, but yeah. So there it is. There's the box. 3 of each style, 2 vintage brews, which I believe is the Blackberry and the Alpine. I'm not sure if you can get these beers outside of the variety pack, so that is pretty cool. We're going to pull that back there. And yeah, we're going to crack this open. Breakaway Blonde. Right. So let's crack it open and go for the pour. Brewed by the Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass, Cincinnati, Ohio, Milton, Delaware, and Bringsville, Pennsylvania. If you want to check them out, you can go to samueladams.com. It says freshness matters, enjoy before date on the bottom. And this is July of 2026. Let's go for the pour. Pour a little aggressive. It is a crystal clear golden color in appearance. Tons of effervescence, very bubbly. We got this kind of off-white head. Poured about a 3-finger soapy sudsy, but tight knit bubble head on top. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's holding some good retention as well. Try to get the rest of this glass in here. Yeah, I haven't really been doing too many lives. Been just kind of working on some other stuff lately. But yeah, it's good to be back doing this, and hopefully let you guys know if this is worth purchasing at the end of the day. So, all right. So heads holding some good retention still. Try to get a nose on this. I do get a lot of the citrus. So it is kind of like that tangerine, like orange peel. So like a sweet citrusy. But then, yeah, you get that like cereal grain, biscuity breadiness. Slight honey-like malty sweetness. A very, I would say light in like fruity aroma. Smells pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Nothing really jumping out of the glass. Just kind of your standard notes. Blondes in general typically don't have too complex of an aroma, but yeah, this one's solid. Like I said, it's got a nice sweetness from the malt, cereal grain, a little bit of that fruitiness from the hops. Smells good. Let's dive in and try it out. Cheers. This is 4.7. Very crisp, clean finish, I will say. Yeah, a little bit of like that tangerine up front. Then some of that biscuity breadiness in between. Slightly drying. Definitely not bitter at all, but very crisp, clean. Nice prickly carbonation. Light mouthfeel for sure. Very drinkable. This is a perfect like pool beer, summertime beer. It says refreshing and smooth. I would definitely agree that it is very refreshing. It's just not super crazy on flavor, but really nothing offensive. Just that sweet citrus. I can see, kind of like tangerine, orange peel. Maybe like a touch of melon. That might even be pushing it. But yeah, it's got, like I said, this bright fruitiness, followed by a little bit of that biscuity cereal grain. Pretty solid. Really nothing to write home about, but a solid drinking beer. A little bit more flavor than your typical like adjunct lager. I would say actually a lot more flavor than an adjunct lager. Typically those are just going to taste like corn syrup sweetness. But yeah, it's got all the straightforward flavors that you would get from just your typical kind of lower ABV beer. 15 IBUs. It's definitely not bitter at all. Let's pour the rest of this in here. Nice little lacing on the glass there. But yeah, it's definitely a good one to start with because we're going to be able to drink this pretty quick and move on. I think the next one we're going to do is the Cold Snap. So I was hoping that for this to be right around like an hour-long video. I think that'd be cool. Do about like 10 minutes each beer, and then like 10 minutes for, or like 10 to 15 minutes for the wrap-up. Give ourselves some time to look at the variety pack here. Let's I'm gonna bring this back up, and I'm actually just gonna go to their beers. We'll look at this for a minute while I'm just kind of drinking this. So this is their everyday beers. Got the Boston Lager, American Light, which I don't know if I've had that American Light. Cherry Wheat, New England Juicy IPA. I don't think I've had that one either. And then this Cherry Bomb, I believe, is fairly new. This is 9%. So it's probably like a imperial version. See, I don't know why I wish they had. Let's see if we could find like the listing like that. See if we can find the. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Nice. Okay, cool. So I thought that they would show this on the variety pack, but this is good. All right. Excuse me. So the hops they're using is Comet and Mosaic. Malts is Simeon's 2-row pale malt blend in blonde roasted oats. Excuse me. And then for the yeast, they're using Samuel Adams ale yeast. It says color is golden. Seasonal, January to March. 12-pack, a variety pack, 6-pack, 12-pack. Balanced complex. Already read that. And then shows it's in the variety pack there. So cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for, was the actual hops and malts listed. So nice. All right. I think we're gonna drink this one quick, so we'll just finish this. What's everyone up to tonight? See, we got one person watching, but if people start chiming in, what are you guys drinking? You guys drinking any beer tonight? I actually have a snowstorm coming tonight, so I have tomorrow off. So I'll be hanging out. Probably try to find something else to do on YouTube. We'll see what happens. I don't think there's too many people doing too much. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another live stream. Maybe I'll do a Potbelly Pub. I haven't done one of those in a while. So see how I'm feeling after these 4 beers. Probably eat some more food and then yeah, maybe go live again. We'll see. So. But yeah, this is solid, I would say. I feel like this would be pretty good on draft. I think it would be much better on draft. Because this is one of those beers you could totally just get a 6-pack of. They're not too filling at all. Not super crazy in ABV. Right around the same ABV as like a light beer, but just a slight bit more flavor to it. If you're somebody who doesn't like adjunct lager because of the corn syrup sweetness, I'd say you'd like this. Don't get me wrong, it is kind of watery. It's definitely a little on the watery side, but for someone who doesn't drink too much craft beer or doesn't drink too much beer in general, you might enjoy this. Yeah, that one was super crushable. Put that to the side. I'm going to go wash this, and we'll do our next beer. Right. So next up, we have the Cold Snap. So yeah, Cold Snap, white ale. There we go. This one is 5.3% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs, so even lower. Excuse me. Ale brewed with clementine infused with, clementine infused orange peel and spices added. Unfiltered and lively, this crisp white ale gets a kick from a bright blend of smooth spring spices. This one's best by June 2026. Wait, I didn't show the other one. I'll show that real quick without spilling it. July, Breakaway Blonde. June on this one. So they are just giving best by dates. And I believe Samuel Adams gives a best by date of, I want to say 6 months. So, yeah, let's pour it up. A little bit of water left in that. 5.3%. Pour. Try to pour this one a little bit less aggressive so we're not sitting there waiting for the head. Typically, I'm a pretty big fan of wheat beers. But as far as beers with like spices, coriander, I'd rather just have it without the spices and the coriander. So like I like Hefeweizens or Weiss beers. But like the white ales, I don't mind. But yeah, typically I could care less for the coriander and orange peel and all that. Very beautiful looking beer. This one pours like a hazy, kind of like golden orange. Kind of looks like a hazy IPA a little bit. It's got a very nice hue to it. About a finger and a half. This one is like a bone white head. Tight knit bubbles. Holding some decent retention as well. Good amount of effervescence. Very bubbly, we'll say. It's also this glass. I feel like you get because it's got that little ring at the bottom. It does a good job showing off that effervescence. But yeah, that looks awesome. Looks very good. Nose. Okay, yeah, this one is definitely much more on the nose. You get much more of an aroma on the nose. I get a lot of that citrusy clementine, a little bit of that peppery spice, slight like earthy peppery spice, like black pepper kind of. A biscuity breadiness as well, and a slight malty sweetness. Yeah, this one smells pretty good. It smells pretty similar to the other beer, but just definitely a little bit more intensified. That orange peel, like a little bit of grapefruit actually as well. But yeah, this one it just smells more like a juicy citrus, more of a sweet juicy citrus. Let's dive in and try it out. Cheers. Cheers, Steven. What's up, bro? What are you drinking any beers? If you're drinking any beers. First sip was decent. I don't remember myself really caring too much about this one. But yeah, you get that orange peel up front. And then you get a little bit more of a silky smooth mouthfeel with the addition of the wheat. Slight peppery / earthy finish with the coriander and the spices. A little biscuity, bready. For some reason, I feel like this used to be better. I don't know why. Maybe they made it more appealing to people. Maybe they made it a little bit less flavorful for people. I feel like Samuel Adams is totally like grocery store craft. Yeah, I just did live of Trappist Golden Ale. Nice, dude. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lackluster as far as the nose. You get like you definitely get a really nice sweet citrusy flavor on the nose. Like you said, it had like almost like that juicy like aroma. And then the palate is nowhere as near as tense. There's a slight acidity from the citrus, but really no bitterness, not necessarily dry at all, but does have a clean finish. A little bit of that spices. If I didn't tell you it had spices and coriander in it, you probably wouldn't even realize. Yeah, I feel like this beer just had a little bit more flavor overall in the future. I mean, in the past. But not a bad beer. Just yeah, just very lackluster. Not nothing really to write home about. Once again, get a little bit of like that pith from the orange peel, but it's not like a bitter pith like you would get from like an IPA, which is a little confusing. It's a little weird. Um, but yeah, more so just kind of like drying. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the cold snap. Let's see what hops they use in it. Hops and malts. Excuse me. Cool picture on the website. Pretty cool picture. 5.3, 10 IBUs, Altal Middle Fruit Noble hops, so some German hops they're using there. Savignon's 2-row pale malt blend and malted wheat. Special touches. Oh God. This amount of spices is like, what did you use? Like a dash? Did you use like a dash of these? Because a blend of 10 exotic fruits and spices, orange zest, vanilla. Why is my nose so stuffy all of a sudden? Coriander, rose hips, hibiscus, powdered plums. I can't. Grains of paradise, anise, and tamarind. All right. Where? I could see the orange zest, coriander, but all this other stuff, it's like in the spices, but it's like all this other stuff, like definitely no vanilla. I'm not getting any vanilla. Rose hips and hibiscus, I could see can contribute to that kind of floral, earthy vibe. Powdered plum, I don't even know what that is. Grains of paradise is, I've had that before in beers, but I've never been able to decipher exactly what it tastes like. Anise is like, isn't that what they use for like a licorice? Flowering plant, known for its licorice-like flavor. Yeah. And then tamarind. Which is like a root. It looks like a root. Tree-bearing edible fruit that is indigenous to tropical Africa. Mix of sweet, sour, tangy. Interesting. But yeah, they put all this stuff in it, and it's like, how much did you actually use? Because, I mean, it just tastes citrusy and has a mouthfeel. And it's got a little bit of that peppery, earthy. It's almost, I think the palate's got a little bit more of that earthy coriander and spice than the citrus. So these past couple sips have been not as citrusy. I mean, getting more of this like earthy spice. Cold snap ain't it this year. I've had it before and it was much better. It was a lot more better, or I don't know, however you say it. But yeah, just Totally disappointing this year. I feel like Sam Adams needs to stop messing with their recipes. They do this all the time where they consistently just keep changing their recipes and adding different things. And why is my nose getting stuffy? Yeah, not crazy about the cold snap. They have definitely made it better years prior. So, what do you guys think as well? Definitely let me know in the comments or while we're live, of course. But if you guys watch the playback on this, let me know. I feel like we should do a poll. Let's see if I can do Let's see. Excuse me. How do you feel about newer releases from Sam Adams? And then we'll do beer chug goal. Why not? Cool. All right. So, yeah, like I said, not crazy about the cold snap. It is what it is. I really just want to finish this, move on. Trying to see what's going on YouTube, but it doesn't seem like there's many people doing much tonight. So maybe I'll go live. Excuse me. Let's finish this up. Cold snap. So far, the the aroma was decent, but would not be buying a 6-pack of that. That's for sure. Stop changing your recipes, Sam Adams. I think it always ends up getting to this point where I'm just like, why? Why do you keep changing your recipes? All right, next one we're going to do is the Alpine Spring. I'm going to wash the glass really quick. Whew. Starting to get a little full. All right. Next up, we got the Alpine Spring Lager. And this is their unfiltered lager. Excuse me. 5.5%. 18 IBUs. I will say I do like the can. Oh, excuse me. I like the green. Looks pretty cool. This one is Best Buy June 2026. Let's pour it up. Right. So that's really nice. I'd say it's about golden again. It's got a slight haze to it. Good amount of effervescence. One finger white head on top, kind of off-white. Soapy sudsy on top there. Looks like it's going to leave a nice lacing. Looks pretty good. Looks a little hazy for a lager, but definitely looks solid. It is unfiltered, so let's go for the nose. All right, right up front, definitely get a little bit of a more of a malty sweetness. Slight peppery kind of floral aroma from I want to say hops. There's actually a little bit of some more fruity notes in there as well. It's like a little bit of mango and orange. And that nice biscuity breadiness as well. But yeah, this one's smelling more so like kind of has that German-esque vibe to it. It's almost got like a it's almost kind of caramelly, but I don't think it's like full on. I don't think they're using caramel malt in this. They might be, but it definitely has a little bit more of that sweeter malt aroma. And then yeah, just kind of that like peppery, floral, earthy, kind of flowery hop aroma. It smells like it's got like kind of that like German inspired yeast. Now I haven't looked anything up. I haven't looked at the website yet to see what the hops and malts or anything like that. So yeah, let's dive in and try it out. Cheers. Okay. A little bit of maybe like apple. There's a little bit more of a different kind of fruitiness with this one. Kind of tastes like some homebrew I've had. Very crisp, clean, and biscuity, bready, slightly drying. Definitely not bitter, but slightly drying on the finish. Carbonations about, I'd say about medium. I think it's the malty sweetness. It's kind of that like slightly syrupy kind of honey like malty sweetness. It's kind of reminded me of like some homebrew. Definitely a little bit of like a peppery, floral, flowery hop on the finish as well. Um, yeah, it's definitely got like a little bit of like an apple, or maybe like a like tangerine. It's just got like a different fruitiness that you wouldn't typically get with a lager that I'm enjoying. This one's pretty solid. I will say this is definitely the best of three so far for sure. Really nice mouthfeel. A little bit more of a mouthfeel than your typical lager, with the fact that it's being unfiltered, and also a little bit of the higher ABV, so you get a little bit more flavor as well. Yeah, that's solid. Got a little bit of an acidity, slightly tart. This is pretty good. Let's look up and see what the hops and the malts are in this. I feel like it's got some type of German additions to it. Okay, so the hops are Tettnanger, which I believe is a German hop. And then for the malts, we're using Sammy Adams, 2-row, pale malt blend, and malted wheat. So it's a wheat lager. Yeah, I guess so. Malted wheat. It's first I've heard of it as well there, Steven. Did not know that. Vintage brew was crafted to capture the traditional. Hold on, let's what are we doing? I didn't pull up the screen. So yeah, 18 IBUs. This one surprisingly has more IBUs than the blonde and the white ale. And yeah, you are correct there, sir. It is a wheat lager, which is interesting. They're using Sammy Adams lager yeast. And then it says pale straw, 5 SRMs. And it's only available in. Oh, wait, no. Excuse me. So it's available in the spring variety. Oh, my God. The spring variety pack, and it's also available in a 24 pack. Spring Favorites Variety Pack, 12 pack, and 24 pack. So they have a whole 24 pack of these? I haven't seen it. But yeah, it says vintage brew was crafted to capture the traditional spirit of spring. Brewed with gambrinus honey. Oh, so it doesn't even say that in the thing. It doesn't say that over here. So it does have like I was gonna say, it kind of has like that honey syrup, like that syrupy honey like sweetness that you would kind of get from homebrew. But they're using actual honey in this. German noble hops, which is the Tettnang. Like I said, I got a little bit of that peppery floral. This unfiltered wheat lager boasts a bright citrusy aroma and finishes crisp and clean. Nice. That's cool. Nice little spin-off Samuel Adams is doing. I'm interested as far as looking up a little bit more into that honey. Gambrinus honey. Let's see. Gambrinus honey malt is a special malted barley produced by Gambrinus malting. Also, they're using like a honey malt. Give it a little bit more of a sweeter flavor. That's cool. I like it. They did a good job with this one. Definitely the best of the three, like I said. So, and the highest in ABV of the three as well. Cool. Now you can tell it's definitely got a little bit more of a sweeter vibe. Wheat lager is interesting. That might be something I might have to dabble with. I think I've used that malt before. I wonder how they cleared that beer with wheat in it. Well, I mean, it does have a slight little haze to it. As far as I know, honey malt is only produced in Canada. Where was I reading? Yeah, so the Gambrinus Malting Corporation, small malting company in Armstrong, British Columbia, Canada. So, could be right there, Paul. I don't know too much about it, but I feel like you're a reliable source. Yeah. Yeah, the Gambrinus Malting Company. So, interesting. Now, I had one of these the other day, but I probably was already a few beers in, so I didn't really, decipher the beer as much. I wasn't really too into like thinking about the flavors and all that good stuff. But yeah, now that I'm kind of reviewing it and just talking about it, it's pretty dang good. I do like it. No actual honey, but how they stew the grain, it emulates sheesh, a honey taste, somewhat of a crystal malt. Cool. It's good to know. Thank you for that information there, Paul. Yeah, it's solid. It's like I said, this is something that I would possibly look into. Um, I've also never brewed a lager, so that's something that I have to definitely do down the line. I also need something to be able to ferment a lager in. Because what do you need to ferment lagers in? What, like 50 degrees? 50-degree weather, something around there? Stew isn't the proper term, but I can't think of anything else right now. Oh, S2. Oh, Steven 2. Yeah. No, it's good. I like this one. This one's definitely solid for sure. As far as the variety pack as a whole so far, I would say that this one is totally worth trying. This would be a good variety pack. I think this was for like the Super Bowl. I think they bring this out before the Super Bowl, which is weird why they call it spring favorites. But I was looking into it, and like the game day one was the one that would typically come out around the same time as this. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Sam Adams is always putting out variety packs months before it's in season, because we're definitely not in spring right now. Just totally winter. I'm about to have a snowstorm tomorrow. So, but you figure by the time this sits on the shelves and people really pay attention to it and drink it, hopefully it's still good by then. I mean, it does have a shelf life till June and July. But yeah, maybe that'll be good for the review. People will see this before purchasing and decide whether or not they want to buy this variety pack. Like I said, it wasn't a bad price either. But yeah, so far, the only one that I wasn't really too crazy about was the Cold Snap. I mean, the Breakaway Blonde's okay. Cold Snap was not really. That's definitely one of the ones that I would not care for as much. Maybe if they threw something else in there, or just stop messing with the recipe. I mean, they had a good Cold Snap in the past. This one, it's like they're using too much stuff. 10 different things. It's like, all right, well, just because you put 10 different ingredients in this beer doesn't mean that it tastes good. Now, it just tastes like earthy, peppery water. I don't know. It's just not as good as it was before. And you figure a white ale is supposed to be very citrusy, fruity, and considering it's a white ale, which is kind of like a wheat beer, I mean, they're not using like, I don't think they're using German yeast, right? They're using just their Sam Adams yeast, so it's not going to have any of that like banana or clove notes, right? Yeah, Sam Adams ale yeast, so, but would be nice. I mean, I guess you could do a white ale with but then it would probably be considered a Hefeweizen. So I don't know then. I guess maybe that's the difference between a white ale and a Hefeweizen. I don't know. Also, with German beers, I don't think they like using adjuncts like that as well. Yeah, traditional German Hefeweizens generally does not use adjuncts. So, yeah, no spices / fruit, unlike Belgian wit beer, which often includes coriander or orange peel. German Hefeweizen gets its profile from yeast, which, yeah, I'm totally all for the German Hefeweizens over the Belgian wit beer style. in my opinion. Going back to the beer we're drinking though, that's Alpine Spring. Yeah, I do like it. I like the malt they're using. I like a little bit of that peppery floral note you get from these Tettnang hops. Really good. 5.5%. That could be pretty dangerous too. Just that little bit of bump in ABV. It's almost like what's Coke 45, like 5.7. That's funny. Yeah, 5.5 for a lager. That's a good ABV, I will say. Well, finish the Alpine Spring. I'm gonna hit the restroom really quick, and then I'm gonna wash this glass, and I'll be right back. Cheers, everyone. All right. Excuse me. As per usual, the only Shannon Adams I sourced up here is their flagship Boston Lager. It was years ago, though. Yeah, it might have been their flagship back then, Paul. They decided to change their recipe, and I don't know if it's their flagship anymore. I think they pissed a lot of people off. Let's last beer of the night, last beer of the variety pack. We're already almost an hour in. That was pretty good. So, been just chilling. I mean, 4 beers in an hour. Right? So, we got the blackberry wit beer. All right. So this is bursting with blackberry flavor. This fruit-forward fan favorite is an ode to traditional Belgian brewing. It's slightly sweet, tart, and back for a limited time only. It's 5.5% alcohol by volume, and it's a wheat ale brewed with blackberries and spices. Sam Adams with these freaking spices. With natural flavor added as well. It's best by July of 2026. And yeah, without further ado, let's crack it open. Go for a pour. A little bit of water. Oh. Flinging water around. Smell the blackberry from here. All right. So yeah. Once again, you got that slight haze. I bet you Sam Adams is going to call this straw. I'm going to call it like a slight hazy golden. Good amount of effervescence. Finger and a half off-white head. Tight knit bubbles. Looks like it's going to leave a nice lacing. Looks pretty solid. Steven, now that sounds good. Yeah. That's what I thought. This is actually what made me want to buy this variety pack was this blackberry wit beer. Nose. Yeah, a blackberry. Like a sweet, natural blackberry. Slightly tart, slightly acidic. It's very blackberry forward, but there is a little bit of this cereal grain biscuity breadiness in the background. Slightly citrusy as well. There's like a little bit of like some orange. A little bit of a peppery, earthy spice. But for the most part, yeah, it kind of has the aroma of like a blackberry fruited sour. It's a very nice blackberry aroma. Let's dive in and try it out. Cheers. Okay. Now the palate definitely has much more of that blackberry intensity. The aroma has much more of that blackberry intensity, but the palate is a little bit more subtle. But it's for sure blackberry throughout. It's a nice natural blackberry. Doesn't taste artificial or anything like that. Some of that biscuity breadiness, slight citrus. Finish is slightly tart. There is a little bit of an acidity, kind of can feel it in the chest a little bit. And then slightly drying, a little floral. A little bit of that spice comes through. But it works well with the blackberry. It kind of does have a little bit of that like a slight touch of that like bubblegum kind of like sweetness. Mouthfeel is very silky smooth with a lighter side of medium carbonation. So there's a little bit of a spritziness, a little bit of that spritzy carbonation, a little bit of that prickly carbonation. Of the pack, I will say, drinking all four in a row, this one is definitely my favorite. But with that being said, I do wish there was more blackberry. Um, although it's very tasty, it's definitely it hits all the marks for me. It's got a natural blackberry flavor. It's not artificial tasting. Uh, Nothing offensive. Finish is very crisp and clean. Carbonation is pretty spot on for the style. Mouthfeel is pretty spot on for the style. But compared to the aroma, I would say that the palate is just not as intense. Now, when you get the aromas, it's you're like, oh wow, this is totally blackberry forward, and then you get the palate, and you're like, all right, this is a little bit. You get that good blackberry flavor you were expecting, but it's just not as intense. You get a little bit more of the mouthfeel. But who knows? Maybe Sammy Adams will bump it up a notch in the future, and maybe they'll put a little bit more blackberry. It's definitely a nice lingering blackberry flavor on the palate. It's a pretty good beer, I will say. Let's pull up the website again, and we'll look at stats on this. Excuse me. Here you go. Cool picture. It's funny because like they got Cold Snap, Breakaway Blonde, and then like all these are like winter inspired logos, and then you have the Alpine Spring, and then they call it Spring Favorites. So okay. Hallertau Middle Fruit hops. Oh, they got Paul hops in it. Paul, they're using you. But nice. That's a solid hop right there. Hallertau Middle Fruit hops. Always enjoy that. Sam Adams 2-row pale malt blend in malted wheat. Okay. Yeast is their Samuel Adams ale yeast. Special touches: coriander, orange peel, and blackberries. So nice. So yeah, like I said, I could get a little bit of that citrus, and coriander isn't too intense. Sometimes coriander can be a little overwhelming. I've definitely had some beers with coriander in them that I did not enjoy. So the addition of the coriander is at a good amount. And the orange peel is nice. Blackberry seems to work very well with citrus. So that orange peel is nice. And the orange peel is citrusy enough, but not too intense to the point where you get that pithy bitterness, which is something that I probably wouldn't enjoy because I'm not too crazy about the orange peel pith. Sometimes it comes across chemically. Sometimes it comes across like pine solly, which is definitely not something I'm interested in. Pale gold. Okay, so they did call it gold. All right. I thought they were going to call this one straw like the last one. And this is available in a Spring Favorites Variety Pack, 12-pack, and 24-pack. Now, I don't know if that's a variety pack. It's got to be a 24-pack variety pack, which I don't think I've seen. I know I'm pretty sure they've only done 12 packs over here, but maybe they have variety packs and 24 packs, unless that's the whole 24 pack of the blackberry, which I don't think that's the case. But yeah, this is totally my favorite of the bunch. I guess I'll give numbers on each beer, which if you looked in the past, I've probably rated the Cold Snap and the Breakaway Blonde on their own. But the Breakaway Blonde, I feel like they've stuck to their roots, and it's still very similar to what I've had, if not better. The Breakaway Blonde is not bad. I would run that probably like a solid 80 and give that like a B minus. The Breakaway Blonde, super crushable. Like I said, one of those beers where if you're not somebody who likes to drink adjunct lagers or lagers with adjuncts in them, but you don't want this super intense, crazy craft beer, or maybe like you had a German Pilsner or a German lager and those were a little too much for you. Let's say people are just getting into beer. The Breakaway Blonde is a solid choice, but like I said, like an 80, maybe even like yeah, we'll go 80. We'll go 80 on the Breakaway Blonde. The Cold Snap is not that good this year. I'm not a big fan. Cold Snap, I'd give like a 75. I don't know. They use 10 different ingredients, but it's too earthy. It's too floral. It's not as citrusy and fruity as it was. Um, Definitely not as good as previous years. So 75 out of 100. Of course, this is out of 100 on the Cold Snap. The Alpine Spring. That's a pretty good beer. I will say that's solid. I give that like 85 out of 100 for the Alpine Spring. And then for the Blackberry Wit beer, I'd give a 88 B plus. So say C for the Cold Snap, B minus for the Breakaway Blonde, like B on the Alpine Spring, right, 85. And then what did I say? 80. We're gonna go 88 on this. I do like this. I think this is solid. So like that B plus range. Yeah, overall, as a whole, I think as far as kind of being your more so grocery store craft, I think is a solid pack. I will say they need to fix the Cold Snap. Cold Snap, it was not too great this year. But let's say you're going to a party. This would be, or like a, I mean, we're past the Super Bowl now, but if you're going to a party or you're hanging out with friends, I think that this would be a very affordable, budget-friendly variety pack of beer. If this is your only way to try the Alpine Spring and the Blackberry, I think it's worth the shot. I definitely think that these are two solid offerings from Sam Adams. All four beers are not undrinkable. Like, they're not drain pours. Like the Cold Snap's okay, but it was still drinkable. I was still able to get through it. It's not bad to the point where it's like, oh, I can't drink this, but it's just not really good. It's not really a good beer. But yeah, overall, as far as a variety pack as a whole, I'd land this one probably right around that B range, like 85 out of 100 for the variety pack. I do like the little bit of the creativity that Sam Adams is putting towards their variety packs, like the Alpine Spring being a wheat lager with the honey malt is pretty cool. And then seeing a blackberry wheat beer is pretty solid as well. You don't see too many of those. So yeah, I would say overall solid Sam Adams. Let's do something with that Cold Snap, because that was not it this year. Solid though. Definitely solid. I would say if this was your only chance to trying the blackberry, I'd recommend it. because this blackberry one is pretty good. Like you said, as far as like grocery store craft, Sam Adams is totally putting out some stuff that, like I said, they're being a little bit more creative. It seems like they're just trying to put out some a little bit more fancy stuff without getting too crazy. And somebody who doesn't typically drink beer or craft beer in general would probably really enjoy this. I guess I can just show a little bit more of their beer off while I finish this without chugging it. So yeah, there's the pack right there. And hopefully we'll be doing more variety packs by Sam Adams. Maybe they'll be putting out some more products in the future. Excuse me. Seems like they're doing pretty well. They've been pretty consistent with these variety packs throughout the years. So I'm sure there'll be another one down the line of me reviewing some more of their variety packs. We're going to have to try out that cherry bomb, to be completely honest with you. Oh, God, excuse me. I don't know if I've had this cherry wheat ale, which I've heard some bad things about before, but like I said, they consistently change their recipes. So maybe this is something that this one is actually pretty hard to find. Personally, I don't see this one too often. But yeah, we'll probably have to get out a review on this cherry wheat, and then it'll be cool to check out this imperial version, their cherry bomb. So Michigan cherries and honey. So those are two beers that I'll probably have to seek out and review. Because I personally do like reviewing grocery store beers, because these are beers that most people can acquire, and it's good to have an opinion from somebody. So you don't have to spend your hard-earned cash on something that sucks, and I'll let you know if it sucks or not, or if it's worth purchasing. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that they're not too crazy into craft beer, but every once in a while they'll purchase something like this, a variety pack like this. Comments aren't showing up. I assume it's a YouTube issue. Yeah, I don't know, Paul. I've been pulling up everyone that I've seen you type in the chat. So, but yeah, we're gonna finish this off. Might go live. Depends on what's going on. I think I'm gonna do a Potbelly Pub. Probably have to eat a little bit. Probably eat something before. Well. Yeah, there you have it. Another variety pack in the books. So cheers, everyone. Ironically, the one I just sent showed up. Strange. Cheers to Paul and Steven for commenting in the chat. Cheers to everyone watching. Yeah, see you guys next time. If there's anything else you guys like to see on my channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Like a beer. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.